see if we're gonna actually testing YouTube bandwidth. And we're on. Ok, salut les friendlies, bienvenue au live stream Beer, Blades and Bushcraft de 23 juillet. I'm just kidding. It's just I got a couple of Francos with me here, and I was just being a great big jerk. So it's the 23 July Beer, Blades and Bushcraft live stream. We're talking about bush tools tonight. These guys have a lot of knives. I have a couple of different things because, as you guys know, I'm kind of axe oriented, but I've got a few knives. One thing that was funny. Hey Serge, how's it going? One thing that was funny was, you guys remember the knife that LT gave me. Tonight I received something from Lee Valley, one of my favorite stores, and I couldn't bloody find the damn knife. But hilariously, I found the Leatherman that I lost.
So it's gonna be a running gag.
It's just
it is actually a running gag right now. So
there it is.
But Jesse, last time I couldn't do the gift I wanted to give you, but I ordered you a medium size.
Oh, sweet.
T-shirt. So with the motto of the channel, so learn the basics, survive tomorrow.
One thing that I would like to mention, guys, I mentioned it in my last video, is when you buy a t-shirt off of a YouTuber, it really helps us a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately I buy them.
So
hopefully it's gonna fit you.
It'll totally fit.
Oh,
so there we go. There's LT's channel. That's his logo and his motto, yeah. And I will wear this on one of my videos sometime soon, because I think we should all be
should
pumping each other up.
One of yours. I haven't done so yet.
So who's with us? Anthony, hey. Dr. Sharp Rothstein. So, I guess Simon's going to keep an eye on the comments. I'm just going to ramble because that's what I do. And LT is going to show off some great stuff. I don't know how to start. Well, first of all, let's start by opening our drinks.
Yes.
Okay, Simon's got water. We also have water. He's got the Granville Island Brewing Two Tides in India Session Ale. That's a British Columbian brewery. And so I'm going the other way with a pale ale from Tadoussac Brewing.
Yeah. And you're upside down as usual.
As always.
Yep. Just show them a little closer. Yeah.
That's what we got.
It's a nice can though on those Granville Island.
Yeah, they got the design thing down. So guys, sound off. What are you guys drinking? Is it water? Is it tea? Is it Coke? Is it beer? Is it Scotch?
Scotch is at the apartment.
Let us know. I will be using the matching glass.
And I've borrowed the glass from Jesse.
Yeah.
The sound seems to be okay tonight.
No, that's good.
No lag, nothing. So, yeah.
Unless we start to lag after the beer.
Well, it's not difficult.
This one's 5.2. Oh yeah, I forgot. 5.2%, 473 milliliters. This is a pale ale.
Or 4.6. I'm on the light
4.6.
side. Yeah. I'm on the water side.
Well, Granville Island Brewing is next to water, so.
Yeah, it is nice though. Nice taste. I found the little Chinese dépanneur beside my apartment has quite a lot. So
there's a place in Verdun that's like that. It's just that, but all they do is beer.
Oh.
I keep meaning to check it out. Oh, by the way, Simon, I want everyone to see this.
Is it the used one, the beat one, or is that the
6 months after?
But I told you I was going to use it up and do a review.
Yeah,
I tried sort of sharpening it, but I don't know how to do these really tiny micro bevels.
It's not difficult.
I'll take care of this because
see, you can use this tiny thing.
Whoa.
And you can sharpen it up. It's the diamond plate. Unfortunately, the store is closed now. That's one of the one that disappeared after CBSA.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Knife zone in Vancouver.
Almost.
She got seized like a shipment of Spyderco's, which she lost.
Yeah, what you guys who don't live in Canada may or
Yes.
may not know, because we've talked about this before.
It is knife apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes coming to our borders, or they're not even coming. They're here.
They're already here.
They're already here. And
I got seized again.
you got 2 knives seized, right?
Yeah, that's my 4th and 5th, I think. Got seized
So-
out of 150. So I'm 35 or so.
Dr. Sharp Rothstein's having 4 Roses bourbon. Okay, that's a nice choice.
Ooh.
It's a.
I'm not fond of bourbon very much, but Scotch, whiskey.
I'm more of a Scotch guy, but I've had a couple of bourbons that I've liked before.
Yeah, I've tasted one and it wasn't my pipe. So
Anthony's got his wife watching with him tonight, so let's keep the language respectable.
so
No swearing.
small thing that you put in the pouch.
I'm the only one who swears anyway.
Do I swear?
No, I
swear.
do. You don't,
I do
but
all the time.
Do you?
Oh, I was to say, F yeah.
It's a family show, okay? But wait, let me see that sharpener again. So where's the sharpener from? If this, I mean, the
Yeah,
store's gone.
knife zone. It's a SOG.
Oh, it's a SOG.
It's
okay.
a SOG. It's a you have a ferro rod on one side, the black one. The white one is a ceramic rod.
Ceramic rod.
What do you
okay.
want? A knife?
I want to test out the. I
Oh.
want something that you don't mind me scraping with the back. Hold on.
Just use the blade and
At this point, this one is pretty.
pretty beat up.
What?
I haven't used it yet.
Oh, that's why it's so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
Small but good.
But I'll show you what I really use when I really want. Later on when we get to that knife. But why don't we start with pocket dump?
Pocket dump, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. That way we'll introduce some make and I'll we'll add on if we have a second or third of the same make. So
Okay.
why don't you start?
I can start it.
Since we already saw it.
So basically today was regular pocket dump as usual. So Olight S2R.
Okay.
I haven't seen those.
You haven't seen this one. I'll get
While you're doing
the-
that, I'll keep an eye on
And I still rocking
Ace
the-
T7. It's a different knife apocalypse, but yeah.
It is Victorinox Ranger 79, I believe. Still a one in opening, but kind of huge one.
Is that the one of your Victorinoxes that I like, or is no? It's the other one.
It is the other one,
It's the
yeah.
other one.
And still rocking the Letterman Surge.
Yeah, I don't carry lights with me, but on some of my gear, like this, I have one of those keychain light.
Anthony Henry, are you starting with the moose knuckles? Because I just saw Tyler's going for nutsack, and is that really the kind of conversation we're going to have again tonight? Is that where we're going
Again.
again?
So this is usually with me keychain. So lights and pocket mask, and my apartment keys and car keys. That's about it because I've reduced what I had usually. And this bag has a knife, has a ferro rod, has everything in there. Even lighter fuel that's been there for like 4 years.
Hi, Tyler.
Hey Tyler.
Yep.
Serge is there
So-
also.
Ace
Well,
T7's there.
I'm
Hi,
al-
Scott. Hey.
I'm still always rocking at least one light. I got an S2R, an H2R, and also a True Night T10.
Wow.
You know what's funny about this stuff is I used to always have like a mag light, like a small mag light.
Yep.
Not like a cop one that you're gonna baton, but that long. It's over there somewhere. But I go through flashlights all the time because when it's Camille's bedtime, we turn off the lights, we lie down, and I read her stories, and we use the flashlight to read the damn stories, and then I fall asleep, and then I wake up, and I go downstairs, and blah blah blah.
And the lights.
And then I don't have my flashlight again. And in the meantime, she's been dicking around with the flashlight, and it's
dead.
gone. So I go, like, that's a nice light, okay?
Yep.
I think this is a very nice light. I think that the design on it is really cool. I love the fact that it's got blue around it. I don't know if that's useful or not, but it's a nice design element.
And the pocket clip will protect also your...
It is. There's a magnet also.
It's
in the
magnetic,
back.
which it didn't show on screen. Sorry, guys. Right?
Almost.
Right. But
Well,
I...
it is stainless. So.
Well, yeah. But I just keep buying them at the dollar store now because they're just going to disappear the week I buy them. See what I'm saying? But so, like, I like this, but what's the point for me to buy one so it can disappear under Camille's bed like everything else, or wherever, whatever magic hole appears in
I'm
a
still
child's
wondering
room.
how much Cammy's bed have raised over time.
Yeah, that must be.
I don't know. By the way, guys, if I disappear off the side, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just the iPhone
Yeah.
lens is not great for.
My knife of duty is the Tikut. The Tikut Zero, which is the small one. And I have also the Tikut Tough, which is the larger one with the flipper. And yeah, and this one is nice. I haven't worn yet the Tough on my belt. That's the next one coming.
It's got kind of a good feel to it.
Yep.
But I like
Some weight to it too.
Yeah, it's got some weight. I've really come around because my entire experience with pocket knives at this point is mostly due to this guy, because I have never gotten to play with this many before. But I like that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make him laugh. Like, I've never really played with one of those before, but I like that
Don't know why.
as an opening method. I also like
This one.
oh, okay, I like that knife.
Mr. Morton, good evening.
Hey, is Mike here?
Yep.
Hey, Mike, what's up? Oh, wait, since Mike's here, I gotta show off the beer again. Okay. You'll probably recognize the Two Tides India Session Ale from Granville, and I'm having another Tadoussac. This one's the Pale Ale. It's not an IPA, so I can handle it. Here's the color. It's very nice. When I was in Tadoussac, I got like a 12 of these beers, guys, and like I immediately sent Mike a photo. Hey, look what I got, buddy. But like I also like this method, this little thumb thing. The only pocket knives I've ever had before, as I think you guys know, and you guys probably do, is like the Victorinox, right? In fact, my first Swiss Army knife was it Wenger? Wenger?
Wenger.
Wenger.
The other
The company that they bought, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I had growing up.
The other Swiss.
Yeah, the other Swiss.
Yeah.
So like, any of these kind of mechanisms are new to me, but I really like them. The way I don't, well, yeah, but they've come a long way too, right?
Yeah.
That's a one-hand open as well. This knife is way too big for my hand though. Remember like the first time I was at your place, I was like, It's because it's just too
Still
big.
got the other one here.
Because of my stupid tiny hands.
And you're a guitar player.
It's worse, I'm a bass player.
Yeah. Doesn't help at all.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I like this guy. I don't love the
The serrations?
serrations, but in conversation with Simon, I've come to respect the serrations on this one because of where they are.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna serrate a knife,
Serrated.
Whatever.
if you're gonna make a
serrate.
serrated blade,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. Because I think I could really find a use for those serrations.
Well,
Whereas
It is right now my lunch bag knife.
yeah.
your lunch bag knife.
Yeah. I had to rug this one out last night for a steak in a restaurant.
Okay.
Yes, because the knife that they brought me was so bad that I had to use my own.
Yeah, it happens with large serration type knife, yeah. But on the subject of serration, even though Jesse doesn't like them, I have also the LMF2. Let's get this one out of the way right away. I have the black version of the LMF2, which is a survival knife for aircrew, as Jesse said. Those serration are not the best, but feather sticking with them, surprisingly enough,
What?
will feather sticking with them
Yep.
will cheese that tree easy. I mean, I have a video where I do feather stick with all my knife.
Does it make more of like a
Multiple tiny, yes. And that's the thing, is because the serration are inside when you do it right-handed. So we have the same knife, and I've done serration with this one. Not serration, but feather sticking. And by going down the branch this way, it just rasps everything, and it does many. So if you want to try it, might be something that you'll discover. Let's make a mess. Feather stick all over.
Let's make not a very large mess. I'm just gonna try it here. I'm not gonna be able to be on camera, guys, but I'll show you what I get.
You might want me to do it.
Yeah, okay, you do it.
Like, you basically take the serration, and you use them as basically your
Yeah, and it makes more of a feathery kind of
very, very light.
like a fibrous thing.
Yep.
And if your wood is like mine, on which I have my videos, see here it's multiple. I'm not sure you guys
No,
will be
but I'm
able to
gonna
close
hold
it.
it up to the
But you can produce a multiple at the same time. Very thin in between the small serration, depending on which set you're using. So if you're using the large teeth, you're making one. If you're using the smaller teeth, you're making multiple. So I had maple wood at home, and it just feathered like crazy. As a matter of fact, it feathered better than my other knife, but just for that sole purpose.
Oh, hold on. I just let me just make a. Okay.
Who's drinking with us?
Serge is having a red stripe. Good man. Scott, no, knives are not illegal in Canada.
They are in.
Just
They're
the importation is illegal.
They are just getting weirder to get by now.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Dr. Sharp is saying he's opened that type before in his pocket. Which one? Is it the flipper you're talking about? I'll just try that again.
Yeah. Let's.
Is it this you're talking about, or was it the Hold on, let me close this before I go embarrassing myself by slicing my hand.
Because they are.
Well,
sharp.
that would be different.
Or is it? I don't want to show something that you haven't shown yet. Or is it like the thumb stud one? Right?
You're right.
Which one was it? Because
did we have a multiple catastrophe there?
because once when I was taking mine like this out of my pocket,
I'm gonna need my IFAC soon.
one of these hooked on the pocket and it opened and I almost cut myself something good.
Well,
especially because I had it.
It happens when the 10 ball is not that great, and some of those knives are not that great.
Okay.
It happened to me also. I literally sliced my finger going down the pocket to get the knife.
Ouch.
So, yeah, well, it happens.
What happened with this one?
I know.
True.
Very true.
True.
But some of them, it does happen. So LMF2 out of the way.
Yeah.
It's a skull cracking, heavy duty, but the sheet is not great.
Well, have you
mine is better than yours.
Yeah, because
have you ever seen a Gerber sheet?
Yeah,
a good one?
And that's what I was saying to him earlier.
Actually, because we're speaking about Gerbers, let me bring the one that I
we're gonna continue on the loop.
Yeah.
See, my loop is because this Gerber, I think I got the military version of it, and he's got the civilian version of it. There's some small distinction of it. Right. Sheet-wise, if you look at it, the loop is coming all the way up to the top, so it's hanging on
the belt.
On the belt, not over the belt. And his is sewn 1 inch below the belt. So I think I might have the different sheet. So
I think yours is older than mine too, though.
Probably, but this is a crappy way of doing it. This is really a crappy way.
The only advantage to do it that way, if I can put it straight out.
Well, if you could put
is actually to put some string straight through, so it won't get up and down all the time.
Yeah, but
that's probably the only advantage to do it this way.
But the molly is supposed to be the mounting way on your equipment.
Yep.
So because that's why you have 2 snaps. This is a parachute, standard parachute safety device. So you have to have 2 retention beside the sheet. So for parachuting with these knives, you have to have the 2 retention. It's overbuilt. The sheet itself is not great. The sharpener
It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
But in a binge.
Okay, Rothstein, yeah, the flipper, okay.
There's a good question from Adam.
Yeah, I just saw that too.
Yeah, what did you say?
Well, here's the thing, Adam. I don't...
read the question because I haven't.
Adam was wondering what everyone's opinion is regarding blades with multiple grinds or serrations on the same edge. 2 times as useful or half times as useful? And that's kind of related to what we were just saying about the serrations, that I don't like them. I've come to respect them on that.
I do like serration, but for certain tasks.
Yeah. If you're cutting ropes, serration are
That's
essential.
a very good point. That's a very good point.
There is new type of serration, the VERP, VERP, VEPP, or something like that, which
I haven't looked into
CARKT has on their M16.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a slanted teeth.
Yeah.
And these are very efficient for cutting. If you're cutting rope, if you're cutting stuff.
This is one serration that I do respect a lot, the one from Spyderco.
Yeah.
They are very efficient on clothing and on ropes.
Yeah.
Very efficient. And I find it more efficient on clothing and rope on the Spyderco than the one from Victorinox. Although the one from Victorinox,
It's better on steak.
well, they are awesome for food and food prep.
Yeah. But Victorinox, I mean, traditionally, the guy that we're carrying Victorinox, we're eating on the trail with the knife.
It is actually business case. Well, actually, the main usage for these small folders for the Swiss and German armies, those are standard issues, and basically almost the same one as this one, except with for the scales.
Yeah.
We were speaking about Gerbers.
Yes.
Let's talk about something totally
Oh,
crazy from Gerber.
Can I open it and show it off?
Yep,
You can
please
try.
do. Sheet is as crappy as the other one.
Oh, it's made like the traditional.
It is
a
a wood.
Woodsman's
wood.
Pal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not the original Woodsman's Pal, but it is
Yeah.
that style.
I was talking with when we had S4 Tactical Open. They had the guy from Woodman's Pal there, and I had a chat with him. And the Woodman's Pal is supposed to be very, very efficient in the forest.
Well, this one is very efficient in the forest.
So the hook is supposed to grab vine
Yeah.
and cut them.
I actually,
And you spend
was able to strip down small saplings from fir and
Yeah, and scraping like a draw
SPF.
knife.
No, actually, you're just getting a small conifers, and just reverse the whole thing, the whole blade, and just strip it down.
Yeah.
yeah, because to me, if I want to strip down a tree, right? Because I've always got this with me.
Yep.
It's not that will be more efficient on a small conifer than this.
Actually, this is more efficient, but I also found where I was using it the most, it was also safer than using the
You're not
axe.
swinging as hard. Or
But as for anything with those small sharpening stones, especially from Gerber, they're just crap. There's nothing to deal with this
I
one.
guess I have to clean them up.
What you got? What's that? Nature Explorer?
Nature Explorer. It's a store here in Quebec, and that's their older model of machete. And this
looks
is
almost like a kukri or a...
Yeah. It's based on the kukri blade. This one is the more recent one, and I think that steel is very softer than this one. This one is basically the same as the Schrade.
So this is like the house brand of a local.
Of a local sports store. $19.99. So I bought the first one. The handle, I like better this handle than
I
the
was
other one.
about to say I generally like wood better than synthetic.
No, this
but
one is
no.
a kickback. It vibrates and kick back
Yeah,
in your
there's
hand.
no way.
This one is very comfortable. That's why I put the lanyard, the reverse lanyard,
Yeah.
so it doesn't slip. So, but the steel is so smooth. In the winter, I used it in the winter to cut a tree, and look at the blade.
Oh, it's warped.
Yeah, the blade is warped. I've I've put it into a vise to.
Let me hold that
and
up
tap
so
it,
that
yeah.
to show that to
So
folks.
I think this is
I don't know if
maybe
you-
440 blade, but this one would be 8CR13 with the temper that Shrade did before they were bought. So this one is a better one. It's the latest one they have. If the temper is as good as it was.
It's too bad though, because the handle on this one is so
Oh
much better.
yeah. I'm gonna wrap this handle. I think I'm gonna sand it down and wrap it in wisdom tape, something. And the rivet is not set correctly here. You see, there's some.
Well, if you are able to, I would definitely consider for you to remove those rivets, glue the whole thing up with epoxy,
Yeah.
then
Re-rivet it.
re-rivet, then send the whole thing out and put some Wilson tape if you want to.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need anyway to pound this rivet
Yeah,
out to get it to work.
Yeah.
So at that point,
Might as well remove the handle.
yeah.
It's a project I'm not equipped to do yet, so it's gonna stay as that. But I'm more a machete guy than an axe guy. I never had a nice axe like Jesse has, so I've liked the machete, which works more faster. I go through with this one. I've cut a 2.5 inch fallen tree in one shot,
Wow.
straight through.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't that
On an
that
angle?
rough? No, straight.
Straight?
It was laying down on another, and I simply stroke it and cut it in one shot. Impress the heck out of the cadets that were with
I'm
me.
sure of it.
So we've got some of the large one out of the way. Shall we pass to the next large one?
Sure. Sure, show off whatever you got, because I mean, I'm heavy on axes. I'm not so heavy on knives. So I mean,
Yeah.
all of this stuff. Although I see a knife here that I used to have.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got gifted one of the crappy Gerber.
Well, crappy.
Well, they're okay. I mean, it's an entry of the line, is same as the MF2.
I have to admit they are not as crappy as other, well, many other Gerber products.
No, and for the record, when I had one of these, although mine was not the serrated, mine was the fine edge. I thought it was a good knife. Mystery steel, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But the design of this knife is good. I loved the ergonomics of the handle.
Yeah.
Are probably still my favorite.
And it has a strike place on it for
Yeah.
the ferro rod too.
Right there.
Yeah.
I think that, the thing that I didn't like about it, the reason I gave mine away, I did a giveaway on Bushcraft USA, is that this is kind of more of a survival knife, I guess. Like, for the stuff that I wanted to get into for bushcrafting.
Yes.
Yeah.
eh,
It's a survival knife if you.
I call this a compromise.
Yeah, it's a compromise. It's based on a combat knife, basically the LMF2.
Yep.
But I'll demystify something about the holes in the handles. There's 3 holes for lashing in the handles. I've got plenty of lashing. The objective is not to make a spear. Contrary to what is said by everyone, it is to be put on top of a pole, but not to do a spear. To extend your reach to get something high in the trees, fruit, tinders, like a we call it un balai de sorcière là, dans le pain. When the conifers goes bad and it's all dried, you want to get that, extend your reach.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that's called in English.
I don't know either. We call it balai de sorcière.
But the thing that I couldn't stand about it
Is the sheet.
is the sheath.
Yeah, the sheet is utter crap.
Because
I can't fit a belt through it.
no, and because it sort of rides high, I'm a little porky, okay? So it would dig into my, like, it would irritate my side, and I would get rashes and crap like that. So I just, you know what? Nah.
One thing I like though, out of all the bads in there, is the way you get to the sharpener, and the sharpener is not bad at all.
Yeah, it's actually effective.
Yeah, you've got plenty of reach to do your knives. Okay, this one doesn't have an edge long enough, but I mean, you've got everything is set for you to be able to use it. It even has almost the angle you need to go across.
Well, actually, it is.
Yeah, so I mean, it is really easy to use and it works. It's fine. It's not a rough one. It's a fine one.
The starting point is actually
Probably
this resting point is actually the right one to get there.
Actually, you're completely right. So they did this thing right
Yep.
because
But that's
almost.
that's what irritates me about this sheath, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're that close to getting it right,
Yeah.
why do that?
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to get the belt through? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Why not do it like the this one, like my LMF2? If you had done it that way, would have been perfect.
when you're 98% of the way there, just put that extra 2% in. You
Yeah.
know, because if the sheath had been better, I probably would still have the knife because I didn't mind it. They're easy as hell to sharpen. That's the nice thing about this mystery steel.
That mystery steel is probably I would say it's either 8CR13 or 5CR13, which is smooth.
Could be
8CR
could be also Haas 8.
Yeah, it could be Haas 8. 8CR13 is pretty close to Haas 8.
Yeah, I believe it's.
I mean, we're not going to know what it is because hey, Gerber, but I mean, it's not hard to sharpen, which is
Yep.
good when it's not that hard to make it dull again. Right?
Unfortunately, yeah. Edge retention is not that
Second
great
rate.
either. But I mean, it depends on what you want to do. The LMF2 is my truck knife, so I throw it in the back of the truck, forget
Yeah.
about it, and then we'll use it when.
My LMF2 is essentially the same. It's my workshop knife. But another thing I didn't like about this, or the LMF2, is that for me, anything that's a survival knife or whatever, I want it to have. Well, this is a crap example. I want it to be. I want it to be glossy and shiny, so that if I need to be,
Signaling.
Yeah, signaling with a miroir, whatever.
Mirror.
A mirror. Jesus Christ,
But
Jess.
I'd rather have a knife. That is a knife.
That's a knife.
Yeah, this is a knife. It is not shiny because you know why they put some black on it?
Probably
Because
rust proofing.
because to rust proof it.
Yeah.
And this has been gone through like 4 years of beating the out of it, and
It's a Schrade.
it's a Schrade from the first generation. I had to redo the edge because it was like
F9.
45 degrees. That's a 1/4 inch steel. This one, it's 1095 steel, so it's not hard to sharpen. And it's a Griffin design, which the designer is reputable, and it's really nice.
Hey, Swamp Rat, how's it going? Nice to see you. I'm just trying to keep track of.
Yeah, who's there and who's not. So this, I've been beating on this knife for 4 years. So I've battened with this knife. I've went through like firewood that was prepared for camping, which basically was chunks of wood.
Chunk of wood, hard as hell.
Yeah, and I've beat
Dry as
through
hell.
Yeah, I've beat through it. The handle for Jesse would be like too girty. Way too big. This is
Yeah.
the limit for mine. If
Yeah, there's too much girth because,
Yeah.
like, hold up a hand.
my hand compared to his.
Okay.
So yeah. So this is limit for me, and at one point when you use this knife, you feel it because it is girty. If I had to change something, I would probably remove like a 1/16 of an inch out of the scale on each side because it's 1/4 inch steel
Well,
with at least a
that
1/4
wouldn't be
inch.
that difficult to do.
No, I probably just remove them. The problem is the bolt.
Yeah.
They're Loctite.
It's all. Oh.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Chris Steiner broke a lot of bolt because they were Loctite.
Okay, they are red Loctite, not the blue one.
Well, blue, but it's kind of
Okay, they put the real blue one.
yeah,
Oh jeez.
yeah. So
I hate this.
so I'm not sure.
Why would they do that? I mean, with so many knives that are bolted on like that, you have a huge aftermarket for scales.
Yes, but
It's
they
a
don't.
moneymaker.
It's a throwaway knife at less than $40 in the States.
Yeah.
I paid $40 for this knife. In Canada, it's like 80. So I paid 40.
Good to be Canadian, guys.
But a second one for less than 30, you ended up with the military rebate too, which brought everything back to less than 70 for
Okay.
both of them. So This one is a 8CR13, if I remember correctly.
That's a shred as well?
Yes, SCHF 14, which is one piece of steel.
Yep.
It is nice. The handle is not that comfortable if you're bushcrafting with it.
No way.
Because it's a Rocky Mountain type of tread on it, and it is it's kind of rough. Where it's Scout style, I've bought one of those copy of those Tech Lock, and it works correctly. It's a nice knife to have on your side, but for working with it, it's a little rough, and you're straight on the steel. So, but you can batten with this one. I've battened through it with it, so it's
that's a nice thing about a full tang. But
Yeah.
I didn't like the feel of that.
At the same time, I'm not the kind of guy that will batten at all.
But I am.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
am
not.
because I want to.
I'm not. I prefer to use an axe,
Yeah.
And by the way,
and I want to get a hedge.
I sometimes batten with an axe, right?
Again, is Canadian belt knife.
Why does
The
it have to
Gran
show
Am
that off?
But one thing I didn't show up is the sheet on this one, and surprisingly enough, my old 1982 web
Yeah.
belt, I still am able to go around it and put it on it. So it's a 4-inch wide belt. You do have also some Molly style stuff, and
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust it.
well, it's a Molly style with Velcro on the back, so.
You're probably okay.
Yeah,
so,
but
and this is for the pouch.
I would be more comfortable to get something
But-
to get Molly a bit
Yeah,
higher.
but this is to be passed also in a Molly or a strap, and this would go around, and you can come back
Okay,
down.
you can
So
strip.
you can put it
okay.
like
Yeah,
on
you
a-
can
Okay, that's fine.
you can loop it back. So it's not bad. It's a multi-purpose sheet. What's good with it, and some people like and some don't, is the small pouch on it. And on it, I have one of those Coghlan ferro rod with
Okay.
striker, which are not expensive, which I have looped.
Hamza,
in.
I think you're right. By the way,
The what?
that some of these knives are more even tactical than survival.
Yeah, obviously. So basically,
There's the classic.
the
Coghlan,
classic Coghlan, they work well. The ferro rod works well. It's a large size.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's a nice length. Oh, you haven't
Yeah.
used this yet. I was about to scratch it, but
this is straight brand new. This is not the one I'm
okay,
using.
well, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm
then.
using that. I have another one at home that I'm using. This one is straight on the sheet, and it's not going to come out until I need it for real. And inside the pouch, I have also the small. Yeah.
Just to strike actually to get two birds with one stone. I have bought one of those giant ferro rod
Yeah, that's
about a year and a half ago.
Is that from firesteel.com?
Not at all. Amazon.
China.
Amazon?
I bought some from China.
Those were 12 Canadian dollars,
Wow, okay.
and I put
paid $6.
and I just put a speedy sharp.
Yeah, I do have a Speedy Sharp
You're
at
using
home.
that as your
Yeah.
striker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a beast as a
But-
striker.
Because I wouldn't want to use that on my blades.
I use it on when I have to resharpen, re-edge an axe. A crappy Canadian Tire
Oh,
type
okay.
axe.
Yeah. My point was more to just to state that I do have a lanyard on,
Yeah.
but I have put magnets on my lanyards.
Yeah.
Right.
Which gives you the opportunity to extend fully. The
Well,
lanyard.
actually, it's more to not get caught and strangled when using those.
On one of my neck knives that I use for the cadets, I have some of those plastic buckles that will eventually break, but they're not that easy to.
Is it just like the little squeeze?
Yeah, it's a little squeeze, but they're very tight.
Wow, that's too small for me,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, even for me to get through, but we'll show it later on. So SCHF knife, the SCHF 9 has been my beater for 4 years now, and no crack on it. Still pretty sharp too.
Just to let you know as well that those magnets, some are smaller than others, and I believe that they are more useful for and used actually for fishing. If you need to put your retrieving net, those are intended to be catch-all for those nets.
Okay.
They're not cheap,
No.
but I do believe they are.
Are they like rare earth magnets?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're very powerful.
And actually, yeah, they are actually quite powerful. I've tested them, I believe, to 30 or 40 pounds.
That's pretty good.
Jesus. Okay.
They will break, no issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
It's-
one of the
it's-
main reasons why I chose to
and
put
it's
mine
easier
gas.
to make them up if you have to pass them through something.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the main reason. And well, it's a small Eldris from Mora that I already shown on the last one.
Shall we stay in the large knife?
Sure.
Might as well in the.
Yeah. A real one.
Oh yeah. That is a knife, Jesse. It's a pounder. It's a pound of knife. 1/4 inch steel, 1070, which is even better than the 1095 because the temper is easier to do on it.
But the handle is half the length of the knife.
Yes, and it's on purpose. It is a 3-position handle.
Is this for chopping?
Yes.
Yep.
This
For
is
finer work.
Finer work.
And you can choke up.
Oh, right, because of the choil.
Yeah, because of the choil. And the hook makes it that you don't drop
You're not gonna. It's
while
not gonna.
chopping. Yeah. So it's a design by Chris Tanner, SCHF 43. Today's Schrade has changed the design, and it's an hollow grind, and the temper wasn't good when they came out with the new model.
So the newer one is hollow ground.
Yeah, and they're snapping like crazy.
Okay.
They're breaking away. This one, these have been driven through 8-inch log, 6 feet high, and the guy went and split the whole damn log.
But you wouldn't try that with the new hollow ground ones.
Nope.
Good evening, Dauber.
Ooh.
Dubber. Hey.
Just on time to
And,
see the knife.
And had a comment from Anthony Henry. Does
Dubber's the
LT
one you wanted me to make.
have any old case knives?
No.
I would like to pick up a case.
Yeah, they're unfortunately my knife collecting started late, and my father's got a Craftsman that was a original Uncle Henry,
Wow.
but father is not gone yet, so I've not
Just bide your time.
Hey, but think about it. I've got my grandfather, like World War One type, fork and knife set.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
In
cool.
the original leather case, which I have video on, and it is very, very, very not in really good state. It's been in his fishing tackle, in the fishing tackle box of my father also. So this set is like staying in my collection.
It's done.
Yep.
What?
That's
You guys are conspiring on something?
No.
no. I'm just planning my takeover
Ah.
of JC's channel. So
So yeah, the Schrade knife. I wanted this one. I wanted it because of Chris Tanner, because I like what he does. I would get the Jess X and the other Jex, the other series from the Jess X that Chris Tanner designed with LT Wright.
yep.
He's got the Jess
Well,
Muck, which is basically
there's
a Ness
some
Muck.
there's some at Bark River also as well.
Yes, GS.
Yep.
The Vengeful one, which is basically a replacement for this one. It's even bigger. It's even like a damn machete, on steroid. Shall we finish the Schrade?
Sure. Why not?
Another Chris Tanner design. Basically, it's an adaptation of his blade. Same profile as on the Jess X, a little higher. It's a fro.
That's the weirdest looking fro I've ever seen. Because to me, I have a fro in my garage.
Well, it's not the one to be making
Shingles.
Shapes.
shingles. This is for splitting woods. Its sole purpose is splitting woods.
Mr. Jesse, you have received an email from Anthony Henry.
Let me check it. I want one of these. Was this expensive?
I bought it used from Jake from Canadian Cutting Edge.
Okay.
He was getting rid of them of his because his channel is solely knife reviews, so he's buying and he's getting from companies also.
But is that like an old model of something, or is that the way they make it right now?
that should be the same way unless they change it. Unfortunately, Smith and Wesson has been redoing
in
it.
that case,
Anthony.
in that case, I would be interested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would as well.
1070 stainless steel, high carbon steel,
Yep.
and the same power as the other one. It's as a matter of fact, it's a little finer than the JSX.
Look at what
Yeah, for
Anthony
sure.
got, guys.
Yeah, case.
Good old case. Oh man.
Oh yeah, they're
That's a
so
flea
freaking expensive.
Yeah, too rich for my blood, but holy crap,
In
dude.
Toronto, in the what's the big store there?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Canadian Outdoor.
no, the same that's in the States.
Cabela's?
Not Cabela's, the other one.
Bass Pro?
Bass Pro Shop. They had some case, but $143 for a 3-inch knife.
Yeah.
Jesus
No way, can't do
Christ!
it.
They had some Spyderco. They had all kinds, but they were like 150
Can't do
minimum. So the Fro is out of the way. Sheet is basically
Yeah,
transportation
I
stuff.
would take one of those. How much did you say that was?
They used to sell to about 40, I think, American. So or 30 some American. So that would be like 50, 60 if they have some. If they have the old model.
Well,
If they have the model that's not been fucked around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if they have the old model, which is what this one is,
Yes.
I would be interested.
but I'd be interested to know if the newer models are the same as this one.
That's the same thing for every Schrade knife.
Yeah.
And that's the Schrade apocalypse
Yep.
is that Smith & Wesson bought them and they changed everything.
Yep.
So if they change everything, did they cheap out on the steel? Did they cheap out on the tempering? So that could be problematic.
I find that really hits on something that we see happen to a lot of companies that we kind of treasure, right?
Schrade.
Well, I'm looking for another one, but yeah, like what happened to Schrade, it seems to happen to a lot of, like a company will be started by Mr. X or Madame X or whatever, and they'll throw everything they have into making an awesome product, and they'll get a name for that. And then some big
Company, yeah.
investment firm, because let's face it, Smith & Wesson at this point, come on, walks in and buys it for the name and the fact that it's a cash cow, and then almost invariably they beat the stuffing out of the original company, turn it into just another branch of this large soulless company. And so the quality of the item that made the name of the company big in the first place,
Just those.
Yeah.
and so then
Because there's one thing for the JSX, hollow grind is easier to make since it's two spinning wheels that sharpen the edge.
Yeah, because they're just putting the stones
Yeah.
one in front of the other.
Yes.
Counter rotating.
Yeah.
And they're just dropping the steel in.
I know.
Yeah.
And and
that's
shoving it back.
Yeah, that's even faster to make, but the problem is it's not quality made.
No, and that's the thing, like you see, because I got a real bug in my bonnet. Bee in my bonnet? Bug in my.
You're
J'ai aucune
getting.
idée qu'est-ce que je dis là.
I know.
The beer is getting in your way.
No, I'm.
Well, it's still water at 5.3.
There's
Yeah, I know.
there's a specific thing that really bugs me. Okay, it's the
trying
fact
to clean
that
up my edge a bit.
as soon as MBAs rule the world, what it takes to have a successful company changes, because it then becomes all about how viable is your company, not how viable, how viable.
Yeah, how can you resell your company?
Yeah, how can you sell the company? In an MBA ruled world, if you've got a little mom and
Yep.
pop organization that has been running and paying the bills for 30 years but is not expanding, then that is not a successful company. And I have a problem with that, because that's not how you drive a quality product in the long run, right? By buying other companies and being, you got to grow or die. That's how you end up with, I don't know, that's how you end up with closed by the Gap instead of closed by some little mom and pop organization that lasts 30 years. So I've got,
What are we getting in?
outdoor moose knuckle.
Yeah, because Scott mentioned just a bit earlier, if LT can say the
Oh
F
yeah,
word.
you totally dropped an F-bomb on my
Yep. And then I'm going to say nutsack.
nutsack.
Oh, did I
Bam!
do? Did
Yeah.
I do it? Ah, okay.
Oh, Rothstein. It's funny that you say that the Dilbert School of Business Management, because I used to work at a security firm a long time ago before I burnt out the first time. And a friend of mine and I, well, a few of us, had this rule. We called it the Dilbert rule. And that's that if 5 Dilberts happened in a day to you, you had to quit. And it was really scary because like a Dilbert, you know what a Dilbert is.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know what a Dilbert is, you can kind of figure it out if you're familiar with the comic, the Dilbert. Dilbert.
No.
And so a couple of times I was at 4 Dilberts and I was just like, holy crap. And it's because it was run by an MBA who didn't care what we were selling. Could have been watermelons, so long as it was selling. You know? I'm just taking a look.
Oh yeah. Is Anthony Schrade headquarters in your hometown? Smith and Wesson didn't change it because I know Chris Tanner had a worthy come out with the owner of Schrade just as they were selling, and that's him who's changed the edge of the grind on the Jessex. So
Oh, they're the same.
what? Yes, they're the same. They're the same knife.
I like that one better, but that's...
Me too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
said, I
we
have
were-
4 of those.
We were also looking into other tools as well. Other
Well,
than
I was going to
knives.
say that it's something interesting about... I'd like you to show off a couple of your smaller ones now, because it's going to feed into something that I want to talk about.
Okay.
And I'm going to show off axes and stuff, because I don't have this many knives. I want this many knives,
You do,
but I don't have this many knives.
Let's go with a unknown make that I won from the contest from Jake Canadian Cutting Edge.
Canadian cutting edge, okay.
The BBQ with the Spartan face as a logo. So
BB cool.
BB Cool, yeah.
I don't know how that.
It's a nice little recurve. I don't remember the steel on it. It's a nice knife, but it's more of a shelf queen type knife. But it's been used in the woods. He trialed it. He had 2 of them. It's a hollow grind.
Yeah.
It does have the hollow grind with a huge
But the
recurve
thing
on
is,
it.
that
It
knife
is.
style suits a hollow ground.
Yes, it does. And it's not a bad knife for the size of it because it's smaller. That recurve can be very useful. You could skin probably.
Actually, it's
I don't
you can do some skinning with
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. I was thinking the same
The
thing.
belly on it is really good for that. The recurve is not bad neither because when you're carving, kind of gives
Yep.
you a little more control.
Yep.
In the wood. So if I want to either punch a large piece, well, I'm in the way of
Yeah.
So if I
I'm
want
just gonna back off here.
if I want to feather, I have no problem either. And this has not been sharpened, so it's brand spanking new. So this is easy wood too.
Yeah, it's cedar.
So it works well, and the recurve does its game by centering your blade and keeping the blade there. So, and the handle is pretty comfortable. For a smaller knife, I find the handle quite comfortable.
But this style of handle always kind of makes my head spin a little bit. Although on this, maybe because it's a slightly thicker than the other one,
Yeah.
it's not as bad. But I just want to take a break to show Outdoor Dauber, the beer that I'm having tonight.
Oh.
Pale Ale by Tadoussac from Quebec, from the other end of the country. Two Tides India Session Ale by Granville Island Brewing, which is from my old stomping grounds in Vancouver.
So this is the sheet, classic little sheet. This one would ride in your side also with that pointy skull breaking head or window
I would
breaking.
call that a glass breaking head.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm very peaceful. I don't break skulls.
Yeah, with a Spartan helmet on it.
I'm very peaceful.
I'm sure this is meant to be very peaceful.
No, it's a very peaceful knife. It's very low key.
So it's an okay knife. It's not a bad knife. It's more of a collectibles than I have a couple of collectibles. Some couple of claw. Let's talk clone.
Let's do what?
Clone.
Clones.
Or other make that we don't know. And show it this way first. The handle for the Eagle Nivar, which I got at $6.99 in on sale at that Pro Nature sports shop.
Shall I show the blade?
Yeah. It's been used by my cadets, so it's been crappy and I haven't looked at it, so I have to redo the blade.
I wish I had a number 1 to show next to it because it would be so obvious.
Yeah. This is basically, that's steel, the same steel as the Sweden steel, the Swedish steel. It's made in
Mora
Sweden.
knife.
Yeah, it's a Mora knife. It's a copy of Mora knife by another company.
Yeah.
From Sweden, not from China.
Yeah, it's
from
Swedish. It's Swedish.
Yeah, it's Swedish.
It's
marked on it.
stainless.
I wanted to show the knife, not the quality of the blade, because it's been beaten up by my cadets and I haven't touched it up. I haven't cleaned it. It's mainly...
It is still the first time that I'm hearing this company's name.
Yeah, I've looked it up on the computer and I've not found it. Because I wanted to buy some for the cadets and get the wholesale price. So the cadet could buy their own knife and have a fixed blade. Which I believe a cheap fixed blade is safer than a cheap folder.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I completely agree.
And in cadets, we usually favor folders, but the guys are arriving with those like $1.50 folder, which basically will break in their hand.
I didn't know that they were favoring folders.
Well, they have a tendency because they want the blade to be as wide as the hand.
Yeah, right.
That's stupid rules. So I
Yes.
take the smallest cadet I have, which have a 2.5 inch hand, and I put the knife on it, and nobody has a knife that fits that cadet. Then I look at them and say, okay, so what's the standard? 4 inch, 4.5, 5, 6? I don't care if the cadet used the knife correctly. Whatever the size of the knife doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because he's going to use it correctly.
Yeah, I get that.
So let's train the cadet instead of making stupid rules. No knife for level 1 and 2. Why?
Yeah. Wait, level 1 and 2, that's like recruit in LAC?
The
you're not
green
here.
star,
You're not here.
the green star, the
basically
the red
first
star,
and second year,
yeah.
basically.
The youngest of them all.
Yeah.
But then it was like the oldest weren't even able to have the knife. So I made a small lanyard with a plastic buckle that would break eventually if they get hung on it.
Yeah.
But this plastic buckle is very difficult to maneuver. So.
Well, it is not intended to be open. It is intended to break.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've got two last fixed blade finally.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's 12 that I have.
That's 12.
Yeah.
This one I kind of like the look of.
This one is one of the latest of Sanrenmu, a Chinese company, but one of the good one. You'll recall that blade shape a bit if we show folders beside it, the 910 and the 9104.
If I could find mine.
Yeah, well,
because it's a very similar.
727? No.
No, that one has a bit more of a curve on the top.
Yeah, I have one here.
Yeah.
My 727 is in my bag here.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. But yeah,
so it's a good looking knife,
to it.
And I like the color. I like the design of this handle. Yeah. Oh wow, it's nice and orange. Holy crap. But yeah, I mean, there's a similarity, like in the belly a little bit, but not so much along the top.
Yeah. But it is very inspired by those two knives. Basically, the Land, which is a subsidiary of Sanrenmu. So the...
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Land is a subsidiary of Sanrenmu. It's basically the same company.
Okay.
So,
well, is this a G? That's G10.
Yes.
Okay, you got some G10.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a... Is that a liner lock?
Yes,
it is. Called? Liner lock? Okay.
This one is a liner lock. This one is a frame lock.
This one is something else, guys.
Actually, this one is not a... yes, sorry.
It's a liner.
It's the same model. It's the same model, right?
Same model. This one is called 9104, and you have 03 for the polished one.
Okay.
So you got black wash.
I went to their website, and all I saw was the polished, which is why I didn't buy one, because the black wash is the one that I like.
Well, I got it at GearBest. If you're lucky, you get one. But be careful. There is a copy of this one made by another Chinese company, sold as the 91, but they have the secondary lock on top. It is a copy.
Okay.
So Chinese are copying Chinese. It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's a society without the same copyright rule as we have, right? And by the way, I'm not about to diss China in any way. We have a specific copyright rule. They do not. Whatever. I'm not going to make a judgment on that. Even though
This
I know
one's on
many
ball
people.
bearing. That's why you like it so much.
That's why it's. But that was
Just for the sake of discussion, because this is what they're discussing right now. This is the classic Canadian belt knife, and there's no hand guard, no finger guard at all.
Basically, got a little groove here on the blade. So
it is basically resting straight on the choil of this blade.
it's not a sharpener's choil. It's really a groove in the blade. So,
it is just
because the blade, the sharpening edge of it goes straight.
I do want
up
to clarify one thing, guys. This is the survival version of the Canadian belt knife. The survival version of the classic Canadian belt knife.
Yeah.
It is actually the larger version.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's a nicer size. This straight up classic Canadian belt knife looks like that one right there.
Just to
show you.
To get a comparison.
Right? That's your classic Canadian belt knife. See, like it's got a bit more of a.
But the pilot used the classic one.
Yeah.
The pilot and the jump master used the classic
Well,
one.
that's because this one didn't exist yet when they first got this.
They didn't have that, and I don't think they went to that because this is too big.
This is too big, effectively. But they were available at the stores.
They might. And this one, the pilot would wear them.
I mean, the Canadian military internal stores.
Not.
And these, they wear it on their survival vest, the pilot, so they have very little space, so they have to have a small knife.
The Sartex and Canadian aircraft crews are using the number 3, while this is number 4.
Yeah.
And on airbornes, they are mostly using number 4 rather than number 3.
Okay, but they were using at the time, at my time, they were using these ones. They had only these one in the system. They didn't have any model. I have one less knife, fixed blade. So this one is gone. The lands are gone. We're getting through them. We will leave the folder for Jesse to play more about it. Sunray New has come out with another small fixed blade.
That's a straight up neck knife.
Yeah, it's a neck knife basically. It's a 2.5 inch wide, and you get the sheet with the.
Yeah, I mean this is just a variant on the frame, eh? Like everyone's got a little neck knife going.
Yeah. Yes, that's the logo for Sunray New, SRM. It's nice thermoplastic sheet. Not expensive, not great, not everything, but you can remove that
It
clip
clicks,
in the back.
it clicks with authority. It's a good. That's a good.
And you have a clip that is locking on your belt, so it's not bad. And it's very tiny though for the hand.
Yeah.
The handle is really tiny.
That's what I'm saying. It's a neck knife.
It's really neck knife.
Yeah.
You could paracord wrap it easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have some
You can even put scales on.
Yeah, well, Izula has got scale on that.
Wouldn't put thick scales, but small one would probably make it.
One thing Jesse's going to show you is this one is.
Oh, it has the rotating.
Swivels.
Yeah, the swivel is not just friction; it is retention.
Check that. Okay.
So this is, and I think it's the same on the other knife I had.
See right here. Of course, you can't see it because it's black, but you press the button and you turn it,
and it clicks away. Same with the other Sandman U.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice touch.
Yep, that's. It is actually metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Metal clip.
The rotating part is actually metal. It's not plastic.
Yeah. So it makes for a nice sheet.
But like, made in China does not automatically mean something is crap.
Well, Sandman U is one of the best of them.
Well, and where made in China turns into crap is made in China to suit a continent that does not want to spend more than $20 for a t-shirt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like stuff made in China stuff for us tends to be dictated by North American companies that want to pay as little as possible, whereas Chinese stuff made for China or whatever, or Chinese stuff that's made to the same standards as non-Chinese made, tends to be much, much better. Like the Chinese worker is not inherently a lousy worker.
Yeah.
You know.
And to come back to the Ganzo 727, this one I have battened with it.
You've battened with this?
I've battened. I've not gone through major law.
Definitely not battened with mine.
But I did batten with this one. Yours were brand new.
He's crazier than I am.
Well,
so.
when I received
they really loosen up over time. Eh? That's nice. Yeah.
And I've wanted to try to batten with it because I didn't do it that long. I did a couple of vlogs, a couple of small branch. But the objective is to verify, is it going to fall apart? And it wasn't the first. I wasn't the first one on YouTube to do it.
Oh no, okay.
So some other had done it. But some other had done crazy thing on it. I mean, whacking the out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but this one has gone through and it's still sharp. I have not resharpened none of those knives yet.
Interesting.
Some of them have gone dull. This one.
Mr. Hike with Mike.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
hi, good Mike. How's it
evening.
going?
Hey, Mike. Ike with Mike. This one is a nice shape. It's HX Outdoor, one of the nicer company of China.
You know what this looks like to me?
To what?
This looks
A
like
940?
a clone of a 940.
Yeah, kind of. So I can say I have one.
Yeah. How new is this one?
6 months max because I've worn them. These both HX Outdoors are my latest video. So this one is just came out in English and French this week.
This is the review?
Yeah, the review that it is a little smooth on the D10 bolt though.
Yeah.
Compared to the other one. This one is
This one's big, man.
8CR14, which makes not 8. It's let me 8CR14, and the edge retention on this one is incredible. I've carved the baton, on Instagram, the baton I've did with all the carving. This is the knife that
That's
did
the
it,
one, eh?
and I've not touched the edge. So compared to this one that only opened the packet, some boxes and.
Yeah.
So this one is less, and this one is 8CR13. So 8CR14 and 8CR13, you couldn't cut paper with this one. Well, you could, but I mean it'll.
That one's definitely
rip.
feels sharper than this
Yeah,
one. Though.
yeah, and I've used them like the same time, and I like the G10 because it's the pixelized type camo on it,
Yeah.
and it's the G10 is kind of natural, so basic color of the resin.
Okay.
So it's pretty nice. So these are way also.
That's funny because G10, the first use of G10 was actually to make PCBs, to make electronic boards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So natural color in that case, yes, it is the same greenish color that we've seen over time on PCBs.
But these two have a major flaw. Beside being tipped down, okay, both of them are tipped down. So for those that don't like to have their knife open on them, but the clip is.
No, it's okay.
The clip is like 1 inch below
Oh yeah. Okay.
the top.
So it's definitely not a deep carry.
No, and you have to have your cargo pockets to camouflage it
Yeah.
if you wish, but beside that, that's the only fault you have.
But I find this one's almost too big. Like look at
Yeah,
this,
it's
look at
a
the
large
difference.
size. Yeah, it's a full size folder.
Well, just on comparison standpoint with
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
okay.
large
Yeah.
Victorinox.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then this is definitely a mittful. That's definitely
It's
a mittful.
too wide. This one is way too
Well,
wide.
but I mean, Victorinox and Wenger back in the day, they were always wide because you got so many things inside.
Yeah,
You know.
And that one is
we
not
sound
as
old when we were
bad.
back in the days.
Yeah, back in the day when I had a Wenger.
Yeah, but it is still
Yeah, this one.
it is still comfortable. It is quite actually.
Well, it's 'cause the
comfortable
handle's
to
not
use.
so angular, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which other do we have that we didn't talk about? Oh, this one. This one is Y-Star. Another. Whoa, this one is hard.
Yeah, that one's
I haven't
still new,
played.
right? Yeah.
I haven't played with this one. The Y Star D2 steel, and it is believed to be real D2. Wasn't expensive, like $20 some.
Oh.
All my knife are basically all 20 or less dollar, and really nice. It's girty.
Yeah, it's got some girth on it.
Yeah, the girth of the grip is like it's a big chunk,
Yeah,
but
I
it is
couldn't flip
nice.
that baby open. Oh, okay, maybe I
Not
can.
bad. It's supposed to be on the.
Good evening to
On
Dish
the-
Outdoors and Nicholas Aaron.
Hey guys,
Hey, how's it going? I've been,
you've missed a lot of knife
yeah,
That's fine. They will be able to.
to view it later.
yeah.
So that's one. That's another one. Both land we spoke about the 910
Yeah.
classic. This is probably the classical of San Remo in quality and in utility. I'd say these are the best. 910 and 91 04 or 03.
They're both very nice. They're essentially the same model, but I like this one better.
Frame lock instead of liner lock.
Yeah, and that's aside from that in G10 versus
Yeah.
that's what, aluminium?
No, that's
Is that steel?
Steel. That's a stainless steel. Yeah.
Oh, so even the handle stainless.
Yep. Yep.
But aside from that, are they the same price?
No.
I bet you this one's more, right?
A little more expensive, but they don't reach out over $25.
In that case, I may go looking for one of these.
Yeah. If you're lucky, it'll pass through. Yeah.
Past the freaking border.
Yeah. This one. Yeah, go ahead.
This one here?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. This one is Y Star also.
This is another Y Star. Now, the reason why I'm letting LT go through all these different size knives is because I want to make a point when I get to my own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which all of this has made me think of. Nice flipper, 440C.
Yeah.
What did you say your favorite stainless is? We had this conversation off screen last time.
My favorite?
Yeah.
In Ganzo, it's a 440C because it's well done.
Yeah.
I have no problem with 8CR13 and above. Below that, 5CR15, 5CR10 or 5CR something, it's crappy steel.
Yeah.
Or 8CR5, it's really crappy steel. It's very soft steel. I have a claw that's 3CR8, I think.
Okay.
I mean, use it once and that's it. Basically, it's a throwaway blade. It's what they call surgical blades. Basically, it's a throwaway.
Hi, Austin's Corner. How's it going?
Hey, Austin.
Okay.
Where are we at? I'm lost.
These ones are all
You're
there.
actually in Jesse's basement.
Yeah, no, that I'm not lost on.
So
These are done. These are done.
So we're down to
White
these.
Star. This one, did we? Yes, we did
Yes,
talk
we did.
about
We
the
talked
ticket.
about that one.
Yeah,
There's a little ticket here.
yeah, the little one that's supposed to be in
That's
my
the one
pocket.
is your. I think we talked about that one right off the bat, right?
Yes, that's the pocket dump, basically.
Yeah. So
Let's see the clones, the two clones.
okay.
Ganzo did some clones, but they didn't call them their clone name. They called them Ganzos. They did the Spyderco.
What's that?
Delica?
No, that's
No,
not
that's
the
not a
Delica. That's
Delica. 440C.
the smaller one. That's a Bird.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the Bird series.
Okay.
And they did the paramilitary, which is nicely done. I've got two or three of those in different handles. I've got the CF, the carbon fiber handle
Okay.
on it. Really nice, a little smooth. This one is the rough handle, and I've got a standard G10 on it.
Yeah.
The Bird one, I've got two or
What
three.
the hell's that one called?
Karakara,
Is
that
it?
the Karakara? Or
The
something like that.
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly,
Dragon.
yeah.
Thanks to Austin Corners.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah. So they're really well made. FRN handles for position, like basically the same thing as the
Hold up
the
your two Swiss
Spyderco.
Army knives.
Sorry?
Hold up your two Swiss Army knives.
So they're basically the
Oh,
same.
Swiss Army knives.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
SAK content.
One is the Forester, the other one is one of the Rangers.
And this is the first of the branded Firebird.
Branded the Firebird.
Yeah, which they changed. Ganzo went to Firebird, brand made by Ganzo. Ganzo basically is the manufacturer. Firebird is the brand
Is the
under
brand.
which they commercialized now than their blade.
Okay.
But they have land, they have all kinds of other these I've got like 4, they're really cheap, $14-15.
Okay.
So to get a Spartaco like at $15, I mean, geez.
Especially if it's it's a good knife.
It is. The 440C in Ganzo is really well made, and the Para 1, I mean, makes you fall in love and want to have the real one.
I just want to say Rush Creek Survival. Okay. It was nice to see you very briefly. Next week we're going to be back to Tuesdays. Thanks to everyone who's jumping in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up, Rush Creek. Blue X Cross. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the live stream.
And then I've got a Fura, basically Fura Gear. Now they brand their name Fura Gear, but they make it also for a lot of people. The original Tento, Japanese Tento.
Yeah, and we've discussed this knife. I like everything about this knife, except I can't get with that blade shape. Although I respect what it's about.
I think what throws you off is the swedge on top of it.
That definitely does.
If it was flat like others, I have an American
maybe.
style Tento, which you've seen from the same maker. These are titanium oxide handles. So
it's a nice handle. It's
Yeah.
a very nice handle.
Yeah.
You know,
they're really
it's
nice.
good in the hand. It's
Yeah.
nice and comfortable. But
I bought them mainly for novelties, basically, not for wearing them all the time, because they're kind of heavy also. But I wanted to have like a novelty style knife with the blade shape. I wanted the blade shape. I specifically wanted the blade shape on this
you're
one.
a knife collector, though, so you like having many different things.
The objective of the collection, that's how I got into it and got taken away by the fact that GearBest was so cheap, is that it permits me to have all these type of knife and not spend the price of one
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
So I can explore the blade shape. I can explore if this one is too big in my pocket. The paramilitary is large in the pocket. So if I want to discover the shape of the blade I like and the way it feels in the pocket, it's a good way of doing it.
Yep.
Later on, I might just start buying better knives.
Well, that's mainly the philosophy that I've been driving what I've been doing so far.
I'm just looking up TBS knives. They were mentioned by.
I'd like to get to show up Austin's Corner's question. Has Great Eastern Cutlery found its way to you guys? There's America Top at, and unfortunately I haven't seen any of those.
But I think I saw. What's that big Canadian knife? The online knife retailer called? I was looking.
Warrior and Wonder.
Not that one. It's like a real dumb, like sort of straight up basic name, like the Knife Store or something.
Knife Canada.
Something.
It's Warrior.
But
and
I saw a
Wonder.
bunch of them.
It was because Warrior and Wonder used two names.
Did they?
Yes, they do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Great Eastern
We didn't show
Cutlery.
this one.
Yeah, that's the Reich. One of the 4 Reich I've got.
Yeah,
The
I like
5?
this one a lot.
5. I'm gonna order the other 2018. I've been waiting, but I've got to contact my
Okay.
supplier, which basically now gives me a little rebate.
And how much was this one?
This one is more like in the $40-50 price range because transport charge are quite high.
Are heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're from Canada, Vancouver, so yeah. This is the Hussard.
No, not the Hussar. I don't like the
No,
Hussar.
the Hussard
It's the
is the other one.
P108.
Yeah, P108. You've got it in stonewash.
Yeah, I
You
like.
got it in black wash. You've got it in satin, I think.
Yeah, I like the washes. I don't like the satin.
Yeah.
But so we've reached the end of your knife collection.
Yes.
Right?
Well, this part because it would have been like crazy to bring the whole
Yeah.
shebang. 130 some.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot of knife.
But like, I wanted to talk a bit about how different knives and axes and stuff do different things. Like, LT's collection is huge, but he's not going to batten with this, right?
Nope.
And, like, what I wanted to show is 3 of my axes. Okay. Things are about to get sharp here for a second, guys, but I'll put the leather back on in a minute.
Well, at least I'll be able to look at them closely.
Yeah. A lot of you guys know that the axe is where I revel in axes. I like knives, but I revel in axes. And I've got three of my axes here, okay? Scandinavian Forest Axe by Wetterlings. Small Forest Axe by Gransfors, okay? They're essentially the same design. They're just scaled up. This one's scaled up, okay? They do many of the same things. There's a lot of overlap between these 2 axes, okay? Except that this one, the Scandinavian Forest Axe, you can hack down more. I know it looks really weird, but it's because I'm trying to be on camera here. You can swing this one at a much larger piece of wood. Like, you can take down a larger tree with this. The same, like, whatever, maybe a 6-inch if you want to get really active. Whereas you're going to get blisters off this if you're trying to take down a 6-inch tree, you know. But for camp chores, this is a good axe. Now, they're both essentially the same design. It's only the scale that determines that one does the same things, but with more power on a larger tree. This is nothing like those other 2, okay? This one is not even a symmetrical grind, right? This is ground for a right-handed carver. This is a carving knife. You're not going to be making kindling with this, especially because it's only ground on one side. If you're trying to chop like kindling, do you know what I'm saying? It's not interacting with the wood in the same way as a symmetrically ground axe.
Well, you can use this to make some touch up on skewing.
Yeah. This is a craftsperson's axe,
Yep.
okay? Whereas the other 2 I just showed are camp axes or bushcraft axes, you know. And
I
like,
just want to take a look at it because I'm not an axe guy and my axe are crappy.
but like, you see the difference in blade shape?
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
this is made for right. You got a wicked beard on this, so you can get up and like carve real good, right? See how you can get up in there. The whole thing is designed for a slicing action. Some of you have probably seen my review of this axe from like 4 years ago now, but it's a brilliant axe for carving with. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the leather on it right now.
Yeah, before I get cut or you got cut.
Whereas these guys, these are more, you know, this is a camp axe. This is your Ray Mears special, you know. In fact, Ray Mears is probably the reason why this is probably the most popular bushcraft axe in existence, you know.
Sorry.
Well, Remiers was more with Wetterlings than Gransfors.
No, Ray Mears was very Gransfors. It was Les Stroud who's.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But do you see what I'm saying? It's the same design essentially. Granted, this one's a Wetterlings, so if you look at it straight down, it's much more of a wedge shape than the. This one's almost more like a knife. You see how it
thin.
tapers?
Yeah.
Like it's really thin. But like, there are 2 real distinct philosophies, right? One is there's no such thing as a bushcraft knife or a survival knife. There's just knives, right?
Yeah.
And all axes are good axes and all that, and that's legit. That's fine. But certain tools are in fact designed more for certain tasks, and some of that is marketing.
Yeah.
Some of it's absolutely marketing, and some of it's not. You know, and whose is this?
This is.
Oh, this is the Black Diamond.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Damn you, sir. So this is a Walters Black Diamond. This is a Montreal pattern, and it's a Walters and it's a Black Diamond. So of course it's gorgeous. But
just like this one.
Always like to to stab you in the side. You still have some work to do on
Well, damn. Okay.
it.
But I was gonna bring that up as well. You guys have seen I've got two small. I'm just gonna put that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
Just
drop
right
it
there.
Like, oh my god. Let's
But-
do a garrote.
But it's amazing how. Yeah, very funny, guys.
A tourniquet.
Tourniquet, yeah.
But like even just in camp axes, there are so many different patterns. There are so many different, or like lumberjack axes, right? You guys have seen a cedar pattern axe. That's a weird looking thing, but for what it was designed for, it was a very good axe.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the original throw, not the one I've shown you, is different. Way different.
Yeah.
And it's not used for the same thing. This one has been built for splitting.
Splitting like firewood
Yep.
and camp stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas my fro that I have in the garage, it's a traditional one with the handle coming up and the blade going out. For you're bopping. Essentially, they were originally made for making cedar shakes or cedar shingles. You know.
Yeah.
Let me just Hey, Paul's here. How's it going? Awesome. Yeah, Nicholas, I leave these videos. I leave the live streams up for a week.
Mostly.
I take them down in time for the next one.
Mostly so you don't want to lose it.
No, mostly because I don't want to get anyone caught with this one. Because it's scary sharp, so.
Yeah.
Look, here's another example of what I was saying, right? What I have here is a bunch of moras. Companion. Everyone's got a companion.
Yeah. Even I.
You got a companion, right?
Wow.
Everyone's got one of these.
I want it. I didn't buy it. I want it. The first couple of years, I wanted a lot
The
of
very small Eldris,
Yeah.
which is awesome for carving.
But they're not going to do the same things.
Nope.
Robust. Look at that. I don't know what the benefit of the robust is over
My
this.
thicker blade.
Thicker, but I mean this is the
Companion.
the companion heavy duty, so it's
Yeah.
not that much thicker.
It's a marketing. The blade is shorter a bit.
The blade is shorter.
Stumpier.
It does have a nicer belly on it. Like this one, you could maybe use as a skinning knife, whereas this one, there's no freaking way.
I'm trying to read Austin question. What do you think has proven to be one of the most useless shape that is still widely produced?
For knives, axes or knives, because I have opinions on both of those.
Well, my own opinion for an axe, the Fisker's head is pretty useless.
Really, I don't find that the head design is useless. I find that the steel makes it useless. But let me finish with my moras, and then we'll get on with that.
Yeah, that's probably more than what I meant with.
So, okay, you got your companion, you got your Garberg. Okay, man, they're the same thing except the Garberg has a full tang. These knives are obviously meant for essentially the same thing, except you can batten with this one. This one I probably wouldn't do that with.
Well, there's a lot of people that
He
do
was
batten.
speaking about axes, Austin.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some opinions for you there, Austin. So, companion / Garberg, right?
You batten with that one?
You can batten with this one if
Well,
you want
actually,
to, but
I
this
did
is a
with
chisel
mine.
knife.
No, I mean
Yours is not a
chisel.
Mora though.
This is a Mora. I do have a Mora and
Oh, you have a Mora as well?
Yeah.
This is a workshop knife. This is
Yeah.
not a camp knife.
I did batten with the Mora and the Eagle Nivara I showed you.
Yep.
And they work, but you do have to go on the lighter stuff. I mean, you got you. Okay, let's put that straight. Knives are not made to batten. Yes, but
Well,
you can.
But in a pinch,
in a pinch, and if you wish, you can. But you can't. You gotta choose your piece of wood.
Well, they are meant to be battened. Some of them are designed to do so,
Yeah.
but others aren't. So
Yeah. Some will give you some latitude in battening.
yeah.
Some will survive. Like the companion will survive battening. But if you push it too much, the handle's gonna break. Not the blade, the handle.
okay, hold up. Austin, I'm gonna get to your question, but also Paul's asking about the Mora Eldris and the 511 versus the Bushcraft back. Everyone's got a 511 except me.
I don't.
I don't.
I have only a companion.
I have
511 is
another one. Hold on a second.
511s aren't as common here as the companion.
Right.
It's time to take over. Quick. Move.
Behave yourselves. Get away from my computer. Okay, this is stuff I'm not supposed to show because I'm keeping it for a giveaway when I reach 3,000 subs. But here's another. This is a 546. Mark, this is the basic 546. It's just a smaller version of the companion, and it's got a finger
Guard.
like a guard on it. This I think would be a great knife for kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's very manageable. Feel that handle.
It's a little slippery.
Slippery because, I mean,
What?
like this one too, though, you know?
Yeah. It's compared because I
that
only
was-
use the companion, but he has no guard. But the guard makes and I just had my hand wet because of the bottle.
That would make something cool as a first knife for early teenager.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. I mean, the big guards on the knife. I think this one has also.
Yeah.
I mean, these guards are really good to protect your hand. So, I mean, it's better to have this guard than this one for a younger kid.
Yeah.
So,
And I think you need it because these new handles seem to be a little more slippery.
this one is more tacky than the other one.
Yeah, it's definitely tackier than the other one, but this knife costs more than the other one too. The other one was like a $7
Oh.
knife.
Yeah, well, this one at $6.99 on sale. My Eagle Nivar is not tacky at all. It's it's kind of rubberish, and it has
A
the
little
guard.
bit, yeah.
And it has the
It's
guard.
a weird feeling knife, but it works. Yeah.
Scott, yes.
What?
Hold on. So Austin, hold on.
Password.
Hold on a second here. Password nutsack. Outdoor, you're watching a 2-pack of 511s for $15.99 with free shipping. Pfft, yeah, if you can get them for that price, go for it. But I was talking about. Oh, okay. Yes, head designs that I find overrated as hell. First one is that that finish thing, the one that sort of. What the hell's it called? The one that was really weird. It's all metal and it kind of.
An axe or?
Yeah, and it sort of had that. What the hell was it called?
Well,
Oh, you mean the Mora axe? No.
No, it's
just a side, tactical tomahawk.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
yeah.
if I wasn't to chop head with it, I'd rather carry an axe than a tomahawk.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm thinking about the lever axe. The
Oh, this, yeah.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Here, let me.
It's one of those splitting hacks with special attachment that you can't. It's straight.
Yeah, it sort of forces you to do the flick, which if you're trained properly, you do the flick anyway. Do you guys remember that? Like a couple of years ago, Facebook was full of people putting videos.
My father has a splitting axe. It's a standard axe with wide
With
body.
a wide, yeah. Because this lever axe is expensive as stuff. It's really pricey, and it's gadgety. It's a solution in search of a problem in a lot of ways. Because if you're trained properly, you throw the flick in. With this
My
axe,
17 years old learned to flick in a day.
yeah.
First splitting, so with a crappy axe, so that has nailed
Well,
all the
well,
head.
well, to split, you need something almost blunt.
Yeah, it's not sharp.
No, you need point of impact, and that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, but he had to learn to do the flick anyway because it was digging in.
Well, because that's the thing, right? With the flick, you pop your wood open. So that is definitely number one. Rosselli, I don't like them. A lot of people love them though. But here's the thing. I don't like them purely by what I see. I've never held one. So I may eat those words one day if I'm actually holding one and you know.
No.
Where was I? What are you guys doing?
We're answering question because you're still blabbing over
Oh,
the
on
place.
axe, and I'm no axe guy, so I'm lost. No, I don't have any real steel blade knife, and again, they come from the States, and not even sure if a $75, $80 knife is going to go through.
Well, the other thing is that many companies does not distribute it in Canada, so we need to import a lot of stuff from all over the world, and we're still kind of in a weird situation with our
Border control.
border patrol and customs.
Yeah. And another one, sort of the last of my triumvirate of axes that I just is the what's it called, the chopper one?
Yep.
You know, the one with the two little levers.
Oh yeah, the two levers. Yeah.
Purely because it may be a great design and everything, but I don't like anything that's too gadgety. I don't like moving parts in an axe.
Yeah. The concept.
I like to be the only moving part.
The concept might have been good. The problem is
the concept is good and it's working great.
You do have one?
No, one of my uncle does.
Yeah.
And I'll try.
I don't deny that.
Actually, I'll try to borrow it
Into a video.
for you.
Yeah.
I'll try, but it's kind of removing his lungs or a kidney from his tool room, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to.
But I'm kind of with you, Paul. I'd rather have a good maul. I have a crap maul. I have a $50 Canadian Tire Special, which is terrible. I've been trying to reprofile the edge, and I keep trying stuff, and it's not working.
I've put my axe to the grinder.
Did you?
Yeah, because he had no edge on it.
Well, at that point, that's better than nothing.
But like on that one, I've used my belt grinder, but
No,
but
I mean
really
the
quick.
wheel grinder.
Oh,
where
the
you
wheel
put,
grinder.
Yeah, you know, just and then you put the edge there. I said, "Fuck it, I need an edge." It's not. Yeah, it was like.
But I always do really quick passes so that I don't build up heat. I don't want to ruin my temper, you know.
I didn't do it either, but.
Real steel is Chinese.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's a high quality Chinese, so it's
Okay.
you have knife in there that range up to 180. iCheck's Outdoors do have knife at 120, 129 at GearBest.
Okay.
So they do have high quality price knife.
Okay.
The problem is always a gamble to get through the border.
I'd like to get to some stuff that I have. Well, that
Yeah.
Might as well
For
because
me.
it's 20 to 11.
Yeah. So let's.
there's at least one update from the sole video published with myself and Jesse so far.
We have another one shot, but it keeps choking my computer to edit. My computer's old.
So one of the key points that I've been showing to Jesse is about actually EMS scissors. Many of you knows about the Letterman Raptor, which is way too expensive, but nice to have and actually works really well. EMS scissors, and I've been recommending to get the medium size shears, but I've actually found a good one, a good large one, and I'm gonna show it both to you so you can look into this.
A little to the left.
And main problem that we got with the large one is that they are easily bypassable in such way that you can literally force them to actually shift and to bypass them. And with the medium version is actually quite, well, it's harder to do.
Yeah, these feel better than your other ones.
These are actually a new pair that I got. Those are Klaus.
Klaus. Das ist aber Klaus, der Titanium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those
How
are,
much
yeah.
do those cost?
Actually, they are right now on Amazon.ca, which is still more expensive than US. Those are $15 on regular price.
Oh, okay.
But I bought 3 of those for a bit more than $4 each.
Might as well check it out.
Wow, okay. At Amazon.ca or something?
Amazon.ca.
Holy crap, dude. How'd you pull that off?
Yeah. So
Sometimes you find lucky deals on
Yeah,
Amazon.
sometimes.
But it's
So-
timing.
Klaus titanium EMS shears, good one. Yes, I've tried it and I still vouch by.
Klaus is CLA
USS.
USS, yeah. The other thing is for many of you that haven't seen it, but at least, well, actually, Amza was online with me when I opened up that box.
I was online
And
also.
oh, you were online.
Or the replay.
You've seen it, yeah, okay.
The replay. Yeah.
Anyway, I've actually upgraded my IFAC to a thigh.
Thigh. Yeah, thigh.
It's actually
thigh
a
bag.
thigh
it's a
rig.
dangler. A
It's-
thigh rig. Yeah.
I am very, very impressed with this one so far. It contains everything that I need into a less bulky package, and everything is easily accessible.
It's hilarious that this is a less bulky package.
It is less bulky because my regular IFAC is actually quite.
Yeah, I
It is.
remember.
It is actually.
It comes out further. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
for a smaller package, yes, but it is just too bulky at that point to use and to be efficient with. And I'll be using this kit in 2 weeks when I'll be supporting cycling event here in Quebec.
Yeah.
So this is the stuff that I'll be
Hey.
using.
Pass me the shears.
The shears.
The
Paul
the
wants to see a
roach
usage
from Cold Steel is at $17.
Wow.
The roach Billy.
Yeah, it is actually in the same
Type as that?
in the same family as this one.
Yeah.
They're sharp.
Well,
They're nice.
obviously. Can you just show it on camera?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that would be.
These are jeans, Paul. They're not. It's not a t-shirt. So, but like, I hardly even feel the fabric.
and he just got through the seam.
Yeah.
So
I just chopped through the seam with like, there's no like. Okay,
Cut the edge.
I'm trying to get the light to sort of show what I'm doing. Can you see the seam there? Well, first of all, the edge, right? Zip, no problem. I'm trying to get this stupid dark jeans. Okay, there we go. Like, no problem.
I'm watching it on the screen to see that they don't see fuck all.
Yeah, they're not seeing a damn
Sorry
thing.
about
Sorry,
that,
guys. I'm trying to... Like, here. Okay. Jeans, I'm folding the leg over.
Il faudra que tu nous partages ton
ok,
lien.
c'est beau.
Like I'm-
On va t'arranger ça.
Parce que
C'est bon.
Nice. Very nice. I'm just going to knock over everything here. Because I'm classy that way.
And actually, 3 other things that I'd like to share with you, because many people don't think about these as bushcraft tools. Very first one, freaking shovel.
A shovel. A trench tool.
the trench.
A trenching tool.
This is the one from
Cold steel?
Cold Steel, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
yeah.
very few Cold Steel that I have. I actually repainted twice.
You repainted it?
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
it was just too beaten.
You know the first use in World War II of the trench tool?
Well, dug a hole.
No.
Then the second usage.
The first one wasn't that taking the hole.
What?
was
Was
to
it
take
taking a latrine?
to take the guy out.
Yeah.
To take the sentry out was the most efficient. Unlike in the film where they throw a knife or
So-
something like that.
This one is a beast to have, about 40 Canadian dollars
Yeah.
with the sheet these days.
But you know what's nice about that? You know the trenching tool that all folds up and everything?
I hate those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's all like they're shaking apart.
This is
that,
usable.
That I would probably want.
This is usable.
That I'd probably buy.
The other thing that I wanted to share with you, and many people, especially in bushcraft, aren't paying attention to.
Wait, before you show that, Austin's Corner asks,
Yep.
Simon Fauché, what do you think of something like a rescue hook from Benchmade? Decent for cutting clothes in the same manner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes is like yes and no at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a good one when you're looking at the sole purpose to rip up clothing is working really great. I found out, and I'm not sure about specifically the Benchmade one, but some of the one that I've tried on clothing were as crappy as hell. So I'm using these days aside of my on my Letterman Raptor. There's a very good hook.
I thought there was more like a seatbelt hook, though. I guess it would work anyway.
It will work, and it will work very well to on clothing as well. And the
first
one
purposes wasn't seat belt, was clothing.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Because
the
you could-
one that I'm
you could
using
reach it without cutting the
that I'm using
Right,
these
right.
days on the knife is actually the one on the Spyderco Clip It Tool Rescue, and this one actually has served me over
couple days ago.
3 weeks ago over medical emergency that I had to intervene in, and it worked flawlessly for what we had to do, which is it is not fun when you're getting at that point.
I do want to just one thing. Paul Bukima, am I the only one feeling a bit uncomfortable talking about Simo's bulky package? Okay, all right, that's legit. XM Bomb, yeah, the lever axe. XM, what do you think of that? I was saying that I think it's overpriced and gadgety. What do you like it? Nicholas loves the current British Army IFAK.
IFAC is
Yeah, that's the,
individual first aid kit.
Yeah,
Right.
I haven't seen the British Army one.
Nope.
I'm
me
gonna look it
neither.
up.
Photo would be nice.
Outdoor. Oh, he's linked us to the American Amazon for those scissors
Oh yeah, you found them?
on
Oh, the American
Amazon.com.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're still available on the Canadian
No, I've
Amazon.ca.
not seen it.
Paul
on-
says these.
Yeah, I got one of those
I
too.
want 2 of those.
Actually, and
Amazon.
specifically
with
and Mac has a very good price on them as well.
yeah?
Yeah.
So it is a small candle.
Yeah.
It's an INR candle.
Yeah, and you can get
Citronella?
citronella
Candles.
candles as well for to use them in.
How's the light on that?
Light is okay, but not that great.
Okay.
It's good for lighting up your tent.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking.
Your
The other thing that you can get for is called something
the
a reflector.
I have one also,
And
but I
it's-
have no bag to put it in, so I don't carry it.
That's just their sunglasses bag,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so where do you
So-
pop the reflector then?
Well, you just
Oh, you just pop
it
in some
straight in the back,
Yes.
and you can actually direct the
light.
the light more easily.
I have. That's a kit I bought on Amazon. It's a box with the cocoon to
Yeah.
protect your
to keep
UCO
it,
lantern
Yeah.
and the reflector. But the problem is the reflector can't fit.
Right.
So
No, you won't be able to fit it,
Yeah,
and that's
you have to carry it separately.
um
It's great for if you ever have to do a winter survival shelter. That light will give you as much heat as you will ever need in a shelter.
yeah, in either Quimsy or Nidlu. Yeah.
Igloo, trench, Quincy.
What's
So-
a serpette?
Hey?
Hamza is saying a serpette.
A serpette is a small gardening knife.
Oh,
Sepia.
a sickle.
Yeah.
Sickle, yeah.
Sorry. Well, but the smaller version,
Yeah, the little guy.
not the one that I have at
Yeah,
my
no,
home.
not that one, but the like the druid sickle.
Yeah.
For cutting herbs in the forest.
Yeah. So I do like a lot those UCO lanterns. The candles are actually quite inexpensive,
Yeah.
in my own opinion.
Yeah.
And
You can get
are
some,
just working great.
You got citronella, you got standard, you got also beeswax.
Yeah.
So 9 hours usually they're rated.
Yeah.
So,
Very lasting, and well, maybe Jesse, I've seen some photos of a project that I've done a couple of years ago. We actually built it there, up north, with a great friend of mine, and actually, I've used
Yeah.
a bit and brace because this is the ultimate,
Vilebrequin.
the ultimate drill
Yeah.
without batteries and cords.
It's a nice one.
And I usually carry my bits into a simple, it is actually sewer pipe that I've put screw cap, and the other one is fixed. And I literally put everything in, all the bits
good
that
solution.
yeah.
I got one
So,
similar to that.
Yeah.
In
but
my-
the biggest difference between this old one and this new one is actually the jaws.
Yeah, this is a two
This
jaw.
is a 2.
That one's a
This
4.
is a 3.
Oh, a 3. Because
So
I have
you
a
can
4
use
as well.
so you can use regular X bit in this
Right.
one without any adapters.
Right.
This one is actually sold at Lee Valley. It is made in
Oh, that's
France.
the Lee Valley one. Okay.
Yeah, and it is made in France.
What that would be used for?
This is a ratchet.
That's the
Oh, it's
ratchet.
a ratchet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And
You want a ratcheting one, guys.
Yeah. And I've bought this one about 10 years ago when I was doing
Cool.
utility poles. We were installing telecom wires and telecom lines on,
That's nice.
and that it was literally that brace for over the first winter. It was the only thing that I couldn't freeze. No batteries could freeze with this one.
Yeah.
So I could. It takes a bit longer, but everything goes through.
Whoa.
I'm actually a fan of those. It is those were developed actually by Irwin, and they were mostly used by electricians and plumbers.
Okay.
They're self-digging.
They're self-digging, and they are, rather than being 2 flutes, they are 3 flutes for
Yeah, I got the two flat ones like this.
Yeah.
And the first time I used them, didn't know they were self-digging. I would
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
too much pressure.
And those are actually working great with bit and brace.
Yeah.
This is, I don't consider a bit and brace as a bushcraft tool on its own, but whenever you need it, it is invaluable.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you look at the full bushcrafty
I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, that's fine.
thing, these are part of the woodcraft
Yeah.
of the bush tool.
I've got
What
one
is
of those.
cool with this one is actually you can
Adjustable.
adjust
Yeah.
The width.
the
That's
width.
up to an inch and a half. That one.
I believe this one is 1 inch and 3/8,
Okay.
so it's close enough to be, yeah. And I
That's nice.
didn't had any issues using it at all for whatever I had to do. If one peg doesn't fit, just drill 2.
Austin's Corner says, Simon Fauché, one year my granddad asked for a cordless drill for Christmas and we got him something like this.
Well, I still have both of my grandfather's bit and brace, and I'm still using them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
This one is one that I bought specifically because it has a 3-jaw chock.
Yeah.
So I can put in any regular 1/4 inch X, either drill bit or screwdriver bits.
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, you know, maybe I'll pick that one up too then, because that's a good point that I hadn't thought of. Because I was all like classic, right? Here's a 2-jaw and I've got a 4-jaw, but I didn't really think about
And-
all the regular bits that I have.
I think my grandfather's one. Well, not my grandfather's. My wife's grandfather. We have his woodworking old
Toolbox.
toolbox. Yeah.
I'll be at your place in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You
and
won't
I
see
think-
me
I think-
arrive, and you won't
I
see
think
me
I
leave.
have one at least old like that, not the ratchety one, but I think he has the 3 bits on it.
They are very rare, especially for the old one, for the 3 bits, as they were mostly produced from the 70 onwards in France and not imported, at least in Canada, until the 2000, the beginning of the 2000s.
Yeah, it's my daughter that kept me from using the tools in that box. She doesn't want me to use them. She wants to keep them.
Hamza, you're right. That's great for building a log cabin. If you watch My Self-Reliance, he uses a bit and brace a lot. And I mean, his whole channel is about the cabin and homestead, actually, that he's building out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been building a huge, well, it is actually quite huge in UC. I've shared with you some pictures.
What's it called? A Belvedere.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Belvedere is in English, but it's like
It's a viewpoint.
Yeah.
It is a small roof over 4.
It's like a pagoda.
Yeah.
More like a pergola, actually. But anyways,
Yeah, we've built it on a mountain top. It is 8 by 14 feet. It is almost 10 feet high, and we did it straight on a 30 or 35 degree slope.
Yeah.
We did it 2 guys only two guys dug the footing, just built the whole crap out of it, except for the trusses that the friend contributed to,
Okay.
and
Just for the fun of it, or is that in a national park? Or,
it is actually on a family property,
Okay.
and it was in memoriam of someone.
Wow, nice project.
One
Yep.
thing I want to say is Paul, that Stanley push drill. I think that's called a Yankee screwdriver. I've been looking for one because I had one, but by the time I got it, it was already kind of broken. But I think that's a fabulous invention.
Is that the screwdriver that has
You
you
push?
push and
Yeah.
it turns?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It is cool.
There is one in the box.
It
I
is
have
cool,
one.
but I found it is. I don't know. I find it almost
Useless because of the
no
standard bits.
no. It is all. If you get one of those Yankee screwdriver with a standard bit, you better get your IFAC close
Yeah.
because you're gonna stab yourself with.
Yeah?
Yeah, because the slot bit, the slot is just ripping
This is just
apart.
wandering around.
Yeah.
In fact, it
Oh yeah,
is-
because they're all flatheads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flatheads mostly.
the main it is the only and sole reason why Robertson invented the square recess, because he injured himself
Yeah.
demonstrating one of these one of those
Screwdriver.
Yankee screwdrivers with a standard bit on
And
it.
for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Robertson is the one true screwdriver shape.
Yeah, the square head.
The square head, the best.
Yeah, not the Phillips.
Not the Phillips. Phillips is crap. The Robertson.
Phillips is great if you want to skip your
Yeah.
and screw your screw.
I use
But-
Robertson exclusively.
Yeah. In Canada, you'll find a lot of Robertson. If you buy a
Yeah.
kit from any of the big maker like Black & Decker, you'll find in it, in Canada only, at least one bit of each size of the three main size of
Of
Robertson, and a shitload of Phillips that we never use.
Yeah, but when you order a Letterman in Canada, it comes with a Canadian bit set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep, there's a specifically with square recess.
yeah.
It is it is actually more common here in Canada as it is now with Torx in US.
I have a great story why Robertson didn't take over the world.
Yeah, because Ford,
Yeah, Ford with his line
the Henry Ford, yes,
wanted to buy the pattern of the
he wanted to license the whole thing.
and Robertson says no.
I want to sell it to you.
Yeah,
So
and
Ford
said no fucking way. Yeah.
went the other way around
Yeah.
and got the licensing right from Philips.
Phillips, yeah. Yeah. Let me just check something. Tenenbaum agrees with me that the lever axe is useless. Thank you. I knew it. Dr. Sharp says that PVC becomes brittle in extreme cold, which is actually a point. That's a good point.
But it's cheap, so it's
But
easy
it's
to
cheap.
replace. Yeah.
Austin, did you ever watch that video on that drive I sent you? I've started that video. What is that sound?
That's fine.
It's his phone. That's
One thing that some of you guys know and some of you don't is that Dick Prenicky is my spirit animal. That guy, like I've like YouTubed little chunks of, because you know you can't really watch the entire his entire movies on YouTube, but that's part of the reason I like My Self-Reliance so much, because he's kind of doing the same thing, except he's not
Portuguese.
He's not hermiting the way Dick Prenicky did. Portuguese, what?
No,
And
we're
so
damn
when
French Canadian.
technically I am too, but my family anglicized in the
He's
name
the
of
bastardized
opportunity.
French Canadian.
The best
And
of
don't
that.
worry, and don't worry, my last name is not forget.
It's not
It's
forget.
Forget.
It's forget. So,
And-
anyways,
and
yeah.
don't even think about pronouncing my last name. It's Giguère,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is The J are really...
Forget about it.
Yeah, sleepy.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
But anyways, hey, Primal Edge is here. He's here for like the last 2 minutes. How's it going, buddy? I'm glad you're here. We were just talking about
Blades.
We were talking about blades.
Like,
we were talking about shovels,
blades,
axes.
blades, and more blades.
I didn't get a chance to talk about this.
Oh yeah, your saw, blades, and oh yeah, JSX blade. Ooh.
Carpenter's bits.
Yeah. Went all over the place tonight.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun too.
You know, Paul, I don't get any channels, right? Because we cut the cable. And I have been trying to, because in this city you can get like Mountain Lake Public Television from anywhere without cable. But I still haven't angled my antenna right. I'm going to keep working on it because my mom lives like a 4.5 minute drive from me and she gets PBS crystal clear, and I convinced her to cut the cable too. But yeah, you're right. In fact, the very first time I ever saw Dick Prenicky was on PBS. I was at another friend's house. And
Yeah, we can get Mountain PBS
yeah.
and also Vermont PBS.
Yeah.
Quite clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your antenna is going to be good.
And you know what?
Not that bad. Usually you may have to get like a 3 or even a 6 dB is kind of more. But if
Well,
you
what
just
I'd like to do is put my antenna outside.
well, we can discuss about this later.
I'm not climbing up on that roof.
I'm not bothered with that
You've
roof,
got the tool to fix
I've
it.
got the tool to fix it.
but
Yeah.
it is not an
Or
issue.
you got the tool to fix it, not the roof.
Yeah, provided you're jumping into an enemy trench.
Yeah.
You know.
Or just
Your
or
fixed
just
video
just
draw
close
guy.
enough from just close enough so I can get
Oh, Primal, you
enough,
may have some bits. Well,
enough
let's
time
talk
to
on,
change the password, but that's it.
Don't change my password, man. That is hacking. That is illegal. You and I both work in computers.
I'm not a-
Austin, yeah, I like CBC too. But I like PBS as well. You know, I think that both are legit.
I would prefer PBS than our CBC. CBC Anglo is okay. CBC Franco is holy crap.
Well, they have different mandates.
No, they have the same mandate.
They're supposed to have the same mandate.
They have
Yes.
the same mandate. They've changed it over the year as the
Yeah.
Canadian Broadcasting Separatist Network.
It's weird how they sort of rebranded that whole EC thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's more marketing gimmicky, so
Yeah.
anyway.
For that Franco stupidity.
I don't know which of these I like better. Maybe that one. I don't know. These are
It's
both
the
really
girth
nice.
of the handle that's easier for you.
Yeah.
The width. Because this is thin as a body, so
Yeah.
it's you've got to put your finger on the clip. If you put it there, it will block.
Yeah. I see that. Okay, I see that.
Hey, Austin, do you pick up CBC quite well in your area? Anyway, we're
Do not change the password to not sag.
I haven't said anything.
I don't want you dicking around with my password, man.
Dicking
No.
around being the executive word there. Oh my god. Too much fun. We'll continue till midnight, it seems.
Yeah, because I'm going to be great at work after doing this till midnight.
My boss coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason we did
Tonight.
is because his boss is coming to town tomorrow, so he couldn't do it.
Well,
And-
I might end up drinking and having a large supper with them at night. So,
Yeah.
well,
Which
it's
would
a
be
hard
fun.
life.
It's a hard
yeah,
life.
it would be fun, but
Because we had decided that we were going to do the 3 thing again this week, so.
yeah. So I could return my knife in Quebec City. So when I go camping next week, I have my knife with me instead of leaving them in Montreal.
Oh, is that?
That's
Okay.
one of the reasons why I need it to be done, because next week I'll be on vacation.
Okay.
5 August. Yay.
Oh, Serge. You're living in a depression, so you get nothing. Yeah, that's the problem with these antennas. Can you put it up on like a tower, maybe?
Well, towers in Montreal are another debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you probably need a permit or something. In this borough,
I
you
can-
need a permit for everything.
Yeah, but the funniest thing about towers, it is not. The city tries to enforce them, but they're. It is not municipal or provincial. It is federal.
Okay.
So you can fight your way in, and they cannot do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just taking a look at. Well, we're after 11, so we're gonna shut this down.
because we still need to drive back home.
Yeah, these guys still need
Yeah.
to get home, and I got to clean up all these damn
Eh,
bladed objects.
I got to pick up my blades too.
Right.
Well, the one that you will not forget here. I mean,
Trying not to forget any here.
All right.
Last
so,
time I had a sacrificial one, so I could at least drawing
300.
away from the others.
Serge, I'll see what I can do.
Scott, that's a great idea. We should have a big Quebec bushcraft weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point we're going to work. Maybe we should work something for the fall. Invite whoever is close enough to the border. Find a piece of
End
land.
up where? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, find a piece of land that's not, like, 2 hours north, right? Something where everyone who's near the border can
Yeah,
get
that's
to.
that's exactly what I'm thinking right now. Where we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got being at two places at the same time, so means I have to plan ahead of time of
Yeah.
staying in Montreal for the weekend and then having the stuff to be
Yeah,
able to bushcraft.
let's have some thought about this.
We'll think about it. Because that would be cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Primal Edge. Next week I'm back to Tuesdays, so if you're around.
You paid a flight?
Banff.
Banff, yeah.
Oh man, I love Banff.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't get there very easily, but man, I love that place. Serge has got a roof mount if anyone needs one. Yeah, man. But anyways, okay. I'll see you guys next week. I'll see these guys next week. And thanks for hanging out with us. Have a
Was
good night,
fun
guys.
again.
Thanks. Good night.